Back in 2013, when Samsung still had a camera department, they released the Samsung Galaxy NX. The biggest difference with this camera compared to DSLR or other mirrorless cameras was that this camera ran on Android, which means you can run all kinds of apps like on your phone. But if the Galaxy NX was successful, we would have seen quite a lot of interesting developments over time. However, in this video, we're going to talk about these kind of things that we could have had if that camera was successful, but now it's just technology that we could only imagine to have. So the first one to talk about is the Adobe Lightroom, because on your phone nowadays you can just install Adobe Lightroom and edit your photos and edit the photos that you take with your phone. But if we're using an Android camera with an Android app, you could just install Adobe Lightroom on the camera itself and take photos and directly open them in Lightroom and edit them on your camera and get them to the look that you want and upload it to social media directly from your camera. Direct live stream from your camera. So instead of having to connect your camera to any extra equipment like a laptop or to your phone or to anything else, just directly have a link from your camera to a Wi-Fi, or even have like a SIM card tray in your camera that you could directly live stream from your camera directly online without needing to have like all the extra equipment needed. Number 3 is a teleprompter app. So you have like flip out screen or tilt up screens where you can actually see yourself. However, we could also use that for teleprompting. So nowadays we have teleprompter apps on your phone. However, that would then be possible to open those apps on your camera and just use your screen as a teleprompter to read from your screen. You might think that'd be an issue that you're standing too close or your eyes be diverted off screen. However, the big issue with that is that you're standing too close. If you're standing further away, you can actually see the screen without people noticing that you're actually looking off camera, because an actual teleprompter is quite big, and honestly you're mostly looking off lens when you're really reading a teleprompter, but because you're standing further away, it's not that noticeable. Number 4 is having a Bluetooth microphone. Basically, on your phone nowadays you have Bluetooth, and you could just connect it to like a headset and use that as a microphone. And that would be great if this would be possible also with, of course, your camera, using a headset, like a Bluetooth headset, and then using that as a microphone to record audio with. Number 5, of course, ability of using a Bluetooth headset. We also could use the headset instead of recording audio with to monitor the sound. And this would be very useful because nowadays if you need to listen to your camera, you need to have like a wired headphone connected to your camera, and it would be awesome if it would be possible just to connect to Bluetooth with your camera and just use your normal Bluetooth headset and listen to the audio and monitor the audio with it. Direct control over RGB LEDs. So nowadays we have tons of LED lights that are RGB that can be connected with an app, and of course it will be awesome to have the ability to control it from your camera without needing to grab your phone. But the extra value of having this app on your camera would be able to use the camera sensor of your camera, of course, and enable it to white balance correctly with the lights. So enable it to have like all the lights be the same white balance as that you need, instead of having a white balance that you need to manually control or manually set on the lights, and have the lights automatically be on like a white balance that also matches with the white balance of the ambient. Number 7 is remote control over a audio recorder. So this would be great to have like Bluetooth control over audio recorder. This would be really nice to have them both start recording at the same time, so you can easily sync the audio much easier than having to press start and stop individually on the camera and on the recorder. possibly having also data interchange with each other, so you could easily find the correct video file with the correct audio file. Number 9 is auto tracking with third-party devices like a gimbal or like a slider with a pen head. Because right now, even though there are possibilities with gimbals to do auto tracking with like your phone app, however, basically the biggest issue right now is because it's going through several phases, like going from your camera to the gimbal and then to your phone app. It's kind of in a delay instead of having like really fast information to do proper tracking. So if the app would be directly in your camera and directly also using the camera sensor to do all the tracking, it will be able to do much faster tracking and much more precise tracking, and yeah, do like much better way of tracking. So that is something that would be much better than how it now is, than with like image transmission to your phone and then your phone to do the tracking for it. And number 10, because it's on an Android operating system, it would be also much more open source for a lot of developers to develop a lot of things to make the camera even better, and enable also like the more affordable cameras to have even like the more professional filmmaking features, like for example having like Filmic Pro on your camera, but also possibilities of like much more further developed programmers to maybe even get RAW out of the more inexpensive cameras, and just having like more faster development of cameras, having like more interesting features that like third party could program for the camera. So that was the list, and yeah, looking into the future, will there be another Android camera soon? I don't think that there be a possibility, or a lot of the manufacturers aren't not really looking into that kind of development. However, the closest brand that might be making something would be basically Sony, because you can see with the Xperia 1 Mark II, which has like the more professional photography and video functions in the phone itself. It is also quite interesting if that would be able to go from there, from the phone into the camera. But also on the cameras itself, Sony have like the apps or application tab for a long time, developed for of course adding a lot of new features and applications onto the camera, but it's being their own kind of app isn't that open. But if it would be like a mobile Android base, it would be quite more interesting. So that was it. Hope you found this a quite interesting video. If you have any other ideas or any other things that could have added onto this video, please comment it here below. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button here below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.